Hey, good morning, AP History students. This is just a quick video to go over the testing guide. There was an email that went out yesterday that you should have gotten from AP that gives you all the information you need to know for test day. And so this is kind of a pared down version of it. I cut out some of the stuff that doesn't apply to AP European history or AP United States history, and so it just kind of applies to you. I'm going to put a PDF of this on Canvas as well, so that you can look at it specifically. I have the full guide that's going to be on there, but also this presentation, which is just a shortened version of the guide to help you specifically with the AP history exams. So I'm just going to kind of go through this quickly so you can kind of see what's in it. Go back through it yourself, look at it, and remember that you can ask me questions if you have it. So just as so you know, you'll get an e-ticket. That's how you're going to sign in and take the test on your particular day. You'll get that from AP. So that's one thing to make sure that you're getting the emails from AP and from College Board. If not, they'll want you to go in and verify that they have the right contact information for you. Your e-ticket will be valid on your particular scheduled day. AP European History is just in 2 weeks, Wednesday, May 13th at 3 p.m., and AP United States History is on Friday, May 15th, and that's at 1 p.m. So that ticket will be valid for those May exam schedule, so that this kind of shows you the days of the exams and at what times, and those e-tickets will get you in, and then explains the whole e-ticket process. A couple of slides back here. Remember, don't share it. It's personalized to you. Make sure to save your e-ticket email in case you need to make up the exam. You have some technology issues, or not some you have some scheduling issues, whatever it might be, that you can't make the May exam. There's a June makeup time. So if you have a conflict in May, and you don't use it in May, there's a June exam date. So AP US History is on June 3rd. AP European History, let me see here, is on June 2nd. You'll be able to request an e-ticket for June. You'll receive your makeup e-ticket 2 days before your exam. So that's in June if you have to make it up in June. Reminders about the exam schedule. Each subject will be taken simultaneously. So everybody around the world who's taken AP US and AP European History is going to take the exam at the exact same time. So those times that I gave you is our Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time, whatever you're going to call it, time zone. So that would be 3 p.m. on May 13th for AP European History and 1 p.m. for United States history. 3 ways to submit the exam: copy and paste a typed response. If you did it like in a Google Doc real quick in that 45 minutes, and then copy and pasted it over to them. If you attach a typed response, like in a Word document or whatever, or you can handwrite it and you can upload an image of the handwritten document. And so it gives you more information on how to do these as well. So option one, copy and paste a typed response, tells you how to do it. Make sure you read through this. Type your response in a Google Doc. Type your AP ID and initials at the top of the response. When the timer was 5 minutes remaining, you'll get a reminder to copy and paste it and submit it. And it gives you some side by side, the windows that are good to use. The Google Chrome is the preferred method of the browser. Attach a document. You can type your response in a Google Doc, save it as like a PDF, and then you can submit it that way as well. Or if you prefer to handwrite it, pen and paper, as long as you have good handwriting, then you can write it on the paper and then upload it like some of you have been doing with like homework assignments. You can do it that way. Um, the exam screen will guide you as it says here. And then there might be some unexpected events, so kind of make sure you make some of the preparations you need to. So 5 steps to take before the exam day. And so this kind of goes over, and the following slides after this kind of details more information about each one of these. Review your contact information, making sure that AP has your contact information correct. Check your technology, making sure it works, making sure it's charged, making sure you can open up what you need to open up, or if you have like a Google Doc ready to write your essay in, making sure that's all set. Practice submitting your response. On May 4th, they're going to have like demos of ways to submit things to make sure that you can submit it the right way. So that's on May 4th. Gather what you need for the exam. Download, print, gather materials that you might need. So like they've said before, and like I've said before, this is an open note exam. You're not going to be able to Google an answer. It's just not going to happen. So once you find out what the exam question is about, what time period, that's when it would be nice to have your review notes next to you. Maybe if you've printed them out, and then you can kind of go through them real quick in a matter of moments and kind of get refreshed on what you need to know. You still have to read the documents. Remember, there's 5 documents, and you have to read those and use those in the essay. And then you have to use the outside information. That's what's going to help you with the notes, or have a 1-page cheat sheet type of thing to where you have that and you can kind of glance off that as you're writing the essay. So you want to kind of gather those things and be prepared. And then you want to check that you'll get emails from your AP ID and your exam e-ticket. This information can also be obtained through your AP account. So make sure, go into the My AP, make sure they have your email address, making sure that you're receiving it to your actual email address that you're getting, and it's not going into your spam folder or anything like that. Make sure your technology is working, making sure that it's charged, making sure that you have a good Wi-Fi connection, making sure that it's going to be working on your day, checking your tech, making sure your documents are going to be typing the correct way, making sure you have the right font, making sure it's readable font. If you're using a cloud document like Google Docs, you want to attach your documents rather than copy and paste. So you want to make sure that you want to save it in a format that's going to be conducive to submitting it up to the cloud and up to AP. If you're going to write it on paper, making sure it's standard paper, making sure it's whatever it might be, that when you take a picture of it, that it's going to be readable. That's where the black and blue pen comes in, and making sure that you're writing so that it's legible as well. And here's the information about the May 4th, where they will give you some demo stuff to help you kind of walk through the technology that AP is going to be using on the day of the exam. There's also a checklist that was sent out. I'm going to put that checklist in Canvas as well. Kind of gives you a checklist of some items that you need to make sure you work through. You'll get your confirmation ticket a couple of days before the exam. May the 4th is going to give you the information to help you check the technology to make sure you can submit it, all that. And here's the checklist that I will put on Canvas as well, and I'll have a link to it as well that you can and look at all that. Your testing environment. So when you go to test, no matter if it's taking the AP history test, or some other AP test, you want to make sure you're in a good environment. Kind of remove those distractions. Kind of like in the classroom, um, it's quiet. There's not any disturbance. The TV's not on, the phone's not on. Everything's kind of you're distraction free, and you want to make sure that you are doing that. Um, Optional sources, again, you've got 45 minutes, so it's that's why the review sheets are so important leading up to it, because there's a certain amount of information you already have to know. Um, and so you're going to waste time if you try to thumb through a lot of information. So you want to try to narrow it down as much as possible, and making sure you know exactly where stuff's at while you're getting ready to write the exams, because you still have to write you still have to write the essay in the 45-minute time frame. Um, Here it kind of gives you the day of type of things. 30 minutes before your local time starts, use your e-ticket to check in, complete the identifying information. They're going to verify that it's you, and then wait for the exam to begin automatically. And then you have 45 minutes. The question will appear. You'll develop your response, and then they'll give you there's timers on the screen. How much time you have left, how much time you've used, that sort of thing. And then when you're answering the question, and then it will give you the information to tell you, okay, you need to submit it now. Everything there's a lot of exam security, so you want to be aware of that. Plagiarism um, won't be allowed. They have software, they have ways of detecting this. And College Board is connected to all of the colleges that you're going to plan to apply to. They will notify those colleges about your attempt to cheat, basically, and your AP exam scores will be canceled. So that's always something to remember. And here's like an example of you have times left to submit. Here's how much time you have to submit the work, and then all the timers for both the time that you work and the time that you submit. And then submitting your response, it'll show all of that information as well. Something goes wrong, if you actually close the browser, your device crashes, whatever, click on your exam e-ticket again to return to the exam. Continue exam if you feel at the end of the exam that you had a temporary disruption. Whatever, you can ask for a makeup exam, and you might have to submit a request for approval for a makeup exam, which would be the June date. And you have to submit that within the first 48 hours of the original exam date, as it says here. So read through this information, making sure you understand how it's going to work. So, and if you have any questions, ask. We can look through it together, and we can figure out if this is going to cause you any problems. Hopefully everybody is doing well, and I hope to hear from you. If you have questions, I'll put the link to this presentation, or this presentation will be a PDF in Canvas, and the checklist will be in Canvas. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope everyone is doing well. We'll have a Zoom probably next week. We'll have some Zooms where we can kind of check in with one another and make sure everything's going well leading up to the exam. Tomorrow is May 1st already. It's kind of unbelievable. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk soon.